Oh, hey. Glad. I gotta redo this.
On their way to the capital, Meave and company happen...
Identify yourself, sir, and your intent.
Ake of Denel I am. The good book says the world is a... I have sworn ne'er to...
Who do we spy? A knight-errant?
Just as like... How goes your hunt? Caught the trail of any monster?
Monster? Its head, that of a wild...
Perhaps it will be most prudent, then, to send for a witcher.
A witcher?
Sir Ake.
To defeat this filth of... Of course, my lady.
Were it only.
Noble lady.
You need but look about you.
Devastating.
A manticore. How great is its appetite? How many men does it fell? In a moon, let us say.
It changes. At a time when the horror broods, it may be as many as 20.
I see. As now you must. Nilfgaard in my capital could mean as many as 20,000 felled. You live to fight evil, injustice, do you not? You can fight none greater than by doing so at my side.
The manticore, your grace, must fall first. As to what happens later, I shall need to consult the good book and petition the gods.
Agreed, so be it. This monster, where lies its lair? Where does it prowl?
To the north, my queen. A few leagues on.
There we go. Now we get double fun. We get to fight a manticore and we gotta recruit him. Much better than what we had before.
I see you found the mess tent. How's the ale? Not too warm, I hope.
'Tis not for me to say, your majesty. My tankard holds but milk of the goat.
Milk? A witless prank. I shall tell the quartermaster at once what I think of such...
Unnecessary, your grace. I called for the beverage.
Is that so? Well then.
The good book states clearly, the shadow of spirits obscureth light most true, and leadeth thee from the path of virtue.
Right. I suppose there's something to it.
My soul sings to hear your affirmation, your grace. If ever you wish to discuss the good book and the wisdoms contained therein, hesitate not to find me.
Certainly, I shall remember that. Your crusade against monsters. Have you been at it long?
Come next Bellatane, it will be 20 years, your grace. Though, there was one extended interruption.
For what reason? Had you grown weary of the knight-errant's life?
Not in the least. Never shall I cease in my quest to cleanse the world of filth and abominations. But at times evil puts up rather a good fight. I ventured forth to slay a dragon once, a gold one, as it were, calling itself Villa Tretormeft, or the like. Its very name, as is evident, a vile toil for the tongue and wafting wickedness. A great many mercenaries embarked on the hunt, lured by the promise of coin in heaps. The Crinford Reavers, Yarpen Zigrin, and a band of dwarves, even, curse the word, a witcher. One Yennefer, most lecherous sorceress, at his side.
That name I've heard.
But at the deciding moment, when the beast challenged all, I alone emerged to face it. Alas, though shame burns me to admit it, I returned from the battle upon my shield. Figuratively. Literally, I returned in pieces. For 2 years, I lay in the Temple of Melitele in Alanda. Mother Neneke, God's protector, nursing me back to full health. And only when I could once more grip my sword did I return to the path I'd chosen.
And the dragon? What was its fate?
Some claim it flew off to Zerrikania, though it very well might yet lurk here, awaiting the opportune moment to terrorize the folk of the north again.
Farewell, Ake.
That's interesting. It's talking about Geralt. Quest for the dragon. That was like episode 5 of the first season of the Witcher series. He's a level 9. What does he do? Oh wow, yep, he's very good. It's difficult to get stuff out. Let's see. Don't need that. I like those. Field medic also good. Pikeman's decent. Forger's also decent. That's tough, they're all good. I just gotta sacrifice the medic. That's definitely not worth 10. I kinda need him. Oh, yeah, let's see what the... It's like... Venue sucks, like honestly. Like, first I thought it was me. Damage unit into a bear. Those are all good. Let's see, I don't think... Yeah, there's no enough to upgrade anything else. Alright.
Not a scrap. Nothing to bury. Blood's all that's left behind.
I'm definitely happy we gotta recruit him, and now we gotta face this Manticore for sure. Oh look, it's
Tis
getting
in
all
these ravines.
dramatic.
The beast is near. I sense it.
Spooky.
At the furthest depth of the winding, gloomy canyon, scouts found the maw of a great cavern. Among the boulders outside it, whitening bones lay strewn. Ake dismounted and drew his blade.
By the god's grace, we've found the beast's lair.
He said, lifting his gaze to the heavens.
We need them but to extend their favor as we battle the filth.
Meve cast a critical eye at her shield. Wood clad in leather and thin plate. Enough to stop a sword, certainly, but would it protect her from a beast's raging blow? Noticing her hesitation, Reynard approached the Queen and said,
Your Grace, none will utter a disparaging word should you step back.
But they will think them,
replied Meve.
and that's bad enough. The war has begun. I can't appear weak to my fighting men.
Without awaiting an answer, Meve strode into the cave. The rest of the company followed, equally full of fear and faith in their queen and commander. Moments later, a great and powerful roar filled the cavern. I think we're just gonna go with this for
And I
now.
beheld the beast!
profane horns didst adorn his wicked brow!
Gods protect us.
There you go. What's going on? Oh.
Beware its claws! The hardest plate they shred like fine vellum!
Ours is not to reason right.
Oh yeah, so that is gonna make that very good.
Aye. One boat's all I need.
Oh, what the?
Beware! Its tail flows with deadly venom!
Kidding.
Give me a technique.
Oh, so that's why it said that. Just, yeah. But
What do you want of me?
Lyrian lummoxes.
definitely want. Okay, so we definitely need to destroy the tail. But first we did this.
Abalista, your command.
Keep that vile poison to yourself!
The knight should help. Our codex commands it.
We must thank the gods for this victory both great and just.
I wasn't sure if that was gonna work, if it was just gonna kill them. I mean, it makes sense. Kill the thing in the
They
middle to
hit
kill
their
the rest
side,
of it.
the
but-
Lyrians fell at the manticore. Later, it was said the beast's dying wail multiplied and strengthened as it passed through the caverns, could be heard as far as Spala.
Your Grace, many monarchs have I met in my time, yet none proved as virile in battle as did your Majesty.
Virile? I dislike the term. Seems not to suit a woman. I prefer valiant. Yet grateful I am for the compliment. Now pray reveal, have you made your decision? Will you swear to serve me? Are you prepared to take an oath?
I am not, Your Grace. I can serve only the gods. Yet, I do believe them to be on your side as one unjustly and treacherously attacked. Thus I see nothing wrong in assisting you.
Then I am content and welcome you in my ranks, Sir Ake of Dunel.
The knight-errant bowed low from the waist. So low, in fact, the gambeson neath his mail creaked. Meave could only hope he would battle Nilfgaardians as boldly as he faced beasts.
Manticore trophy. Very nice. Yeah, give us a bunch. Let's see. Just take me to the guard! It's so annoying. It's like I press over and it like just picks a side where to go. Damage it at random by 1 or 2. It's pretty good. I could add it there for free. Let's see. Let's see what's up with this map here. Okay, we got all of that, so yeah, we're good down. Let's go down the road. The Abbott's Farm, eh? It's like the Netflix show, or the Amazon show I just watched. I feel like there's something back here.
One of them golden stones belongs on the side of my own ship!
Guys who defeated earlier. Don't mind us, we're just gonna steal your shit. No pissing in the fire. Very nice. Good rules. There we go. Gold seems a lot easier to come by. Is there anything else? Good.
Lots of folk moving about of late. They live ye's our own.
One evening,
Question
soldiers brought before Meave the elf she had saved from a lynching. It seemed he had been the fiend who had poisoned the water barrels from which several soldiers had drunk. then suffered and died.
Yes, I did it. And I regret it not one bit.
Seethed the elf.
Nilfgaardian, Temerian, some brute from Lyria, you Dwan are all alike. I detest you. All of you, your filth for what you've wrought with my brethren. I'm proud. I am that even a few of your kind perished at my hand. Hail Enshay!
Meve pursed her lips into a thin white line. Reynard knew the expression. It did not bode well.
I should drag you to the capital. Hang you high in the market square.
Meve said through gritted teeth.
Yet this you would want. Am I right? For your folk to speak of you? For your folk to remember? Well, you shan't have it. You'll hang here, in the middle of nowhere, with but crows to witness it and then pick at your eyes.
It was a summary execution. No sentence was read, no last wish observed. The elf's corpse then hung long at the roadside, as none came forth to claim and bury it.
The hell? Why'd I lose one soldier for that? So I guess if I would have like, so I went to that. I kind of did this stuff out of order because I went to that one town too late. Or I went to one town after. Oh wait, no.
We welcome you home, Your Majesty.
Alright. So we cleared this area.
Home at last, Your Grace.
We shall not enjoy it long, I fear. Soon we must face the black-clads in the field.
Yet a moment's peace we will have. After that drubbing you gave them at Dravograd, they'll wish to rethink their strategy.
It's crazy, there's 4 more chests. I think. Let me see. Maybe I'll look up how many like quests there were. Let's see if I missed anything. Let's do that real quick. Let's see, what are they saying? So there's 5 chapters and a short epilogue. They did a good job on this game. I definitely put a lot into it. Man, see what there's a lot. Jeez, yeah, it says this game is gonna be like 30 hours of gameplay, and we're about 5 in, but who knows how if I did it. I probably didn't do it because I did the stuff, a lot of the stuff 2 and 3 times. Has more lines of dialogue than Hearts of Stone, 77 side quests, and 20 possible game endings. That's crazy. That's very impressive for, I mean, who knows how long they like put into developing this game. I can't imagine it was more than like.
Niamh had ridden out of Lyria in early spring, her retinue modest, as none larger was needed for the brief summit of sovereigns. She returned now to her capital, at the head of an army that dragged behind it bandits and Nilfgaardian prisoners in chains. The whole city came out to greet her. Its traders, craftsfolk, priests. Also, her eldest son and heir, Prince Willem. A boy who, it seemed, might never be prepared to rule. Niamh and Willem rode side by side past the cheering throngs, their faces frozen in regal smiles. It was not until they reached the castle stables that they found a corner in which to speak freely, candidly.
Welcome home, Mother. Content I am to see you, to be sure.
And I'm happy to see you. Though I dare say I'd have been much happier to witness you leading an army towards Dravigrad. Willem, I trusted you. Left the realm in your care.
Indeed. And I, in turn, did my utmost to choose the best course for...
Willem, don't be so damned courtly. There's no one else here. My son. Nilfgaard has invaded our home. We're at war. When rulers don't strive and don't choose, when rulers grab their swords and shields and ride out to defend their subjects.
You didn't let me finish.
All right. Say what you wanted to, please.
I feared I'd be hasty, Mother, and I didn't want to be. When we got word of the invasion, the lords convened at the castle. They demanded I hear them out. They wanted to give me counsel. If I'd rushed into the field to confront the foe, I'd have been half blind to the situation, not known all the options I had at my disposal.
A ruler never knows all the options. Yet he must decide and act nonetheless. I need to prepare. I'll see you at the Council of Peers.
And indeed she did, when the peers convened in the throne room. Surrounded by animal hides and Zerrikanian tapestries, the lords stood in tense silence, awaiting the queen. When her figure filled the doorway, they fawningly prostrated themselves.
We've myriad matters to resolve, so I trust you're well rested. Whatever the case, I've no doubt we shall meet the dawn afore we're done. Firstly, we must ask assistance. Pen a letter to King Demavend. Scribe, take this down. Dear... What? Uncle? Cousin? Blast. Again. I, Niamh, by the god's grace, sovereign of Rivia and...
Your Grace, Mother, the peers and I, we've come to propose another solution.
Yes, out with it.
We wish to acknowledge Nilfgaard's authority, pledge fealty to the Emperor.
I beg your pardon.
The black-clad hordes outnumber our forces manyfold, and they're far better equipped. We stand not the slightest chance against them in open...
You will not lecture me about Nilfgaard's army, my son. All you know of them you garnered from coloured renderings, whereas I faced them at Dravigrad. I faced them and crushed them.
But your grace, the losses! For this fleeting victory in which you delight, how many of your subjects had to perish? Bend a knee afore the Emperor, and you shall spare thousands.
Nay, never! Understood, Caldwell? Not ever!
I'd hoped to persuade you, but it seems I've failed. Nonetheless, the die's been cast. We've signed the accord with Nilfgaard. Our noble lords stand with me.
The blood left Niamh's face. She had realized her son, who had ever professed to detest politics and shirked his duties as crown prince, had just stabbed her in the back, as had her entire court.
What is this? Treason to my eyes! The gallows is what awaits you!
Willem rules Lyria now. And should you not acquiesce and approve the accord, I fear only you, milady, shall have the pleasure to meet the hangman.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Caldwell. My mother will not be harmed. Not one hair on her head. Understood? Confine the Queen to the tower.
You err deeply, my son.
The Queen was confined to a cell. Gilded armor she had traded for a simple robe. A courtly retinue for a swarm of rats. She was the very picture of misery. At the window of her cell, gripping the bars, Meve stood powerless, her anger so great she wept and wailed. Her Lyria was free no more.
No. Damn. I have no cards now.
Have I come at a bad time?
Demons take you, Caldwell.
I knew that. That guy was obviously a snake, though. It was obvious this Caldwell
You've long been
guy
at this
was.
scheme, haven't you? You left the strays of Sparla to roam the realm, to forage, so that I would have to look to them. And thus gained your cohorts the time they needed to complete Lyria's sail to Nilfgaard.
You've seen through it all, that's clear. After the fact, of course. But still.
Willem, you turned him. How?
The boy's not fit to wear the crown. Hasn't sufficient wit nor valor. I know this. You know this. Just, he knows it not. Willem fancied himself a statesman, which terribly to prove he was one. I made it possible. I've been amply rewarded, I have. Palatine since just yesterday, in fact.
You'll have neither my blessing nor congratulations. Sorry to disappoint you.
I seek neither. I've come for another reason. To bid you adieu. Willem does not seek your death. Does not even fathom it, as you well know. Moreover, his resolve will wilt in time, and he'll wish to free you. So, come the morn, when the young king rides out to pledge fealty afore General Epdahi, you shall use your bed linens to hang yourself.
I see. You wish to see me bow afore you, lie prostrate, beg you for mercy. Plough yourself with a pike, Caldwell. And you needn't send your thugs. I'll not falter nor hesitate. I'll take my own life.
Adieu, your grace, and use your last evening wisely.
Meve felt a rush of despair, yet bit her lip to mute any weeping. No, she would not give Caldwell the satisfaction. Morning arrived with the sound of footsteps in the corridor. Meve rose from her cot and stood in the center of her cell. She was prepared for anything. Well, nearly anything.
The Duke of Dogs.
Titles seem senseless under the circumstances, don't you think? Let's forgo them. I'm Gascon.
Has Caldwell sent you? To kill me?
A no and a no. Actually, you're free. How shall I put this? That cad, Count Caldwell, used yours truly and the strays as bait in a scheme aimed at kicking your shapely backside off your throne. Now, I'm hardly vindictive. First to forgive, in fact. Take your threat to send me to the gallows. Forgotten already. Yet being played for a fool, I cannot abide. So when the strays freed me, I knew what I'd do to spite the Count afore I disappeared. I'd free you. That's to say, on one condition. You've got to request it of me, my lady. Courteously.
For my realm I will do this, and much, much more. Even bow afore a brigand. Thus I beg you, Gascon, Duke of Dogs, grant me my freedom.
Ha! Incredible! I've lived to see someone grovel with dignity. A true ruler you've got to be. You are free.
And grateful. Now please let me pass. I must get to the city jail at once.
Would you look at this woman? Free her from one prison, she flies off to the next.
They hold Reynard there. And if I've any ally left, anyone who's not betrayed me, it's him. I must get him out.
Hold, milady. Unarmed, alone.
Have I any other option?
In a sense. See, they locked a few strays in the city pits too. Got a common cause, I'd say. Care to join forces?
The Queen took Gascon up on his offer. Then she, Gascon, and the strays snuck through the city to its dungeon. Reynard had not wavered for a moment in his devotion to the Queen. Never the slouch, he had also not lost any time.
I've inquired among the other arrested soldiers. Many are prepared to fight, even die at your side, Your Grace.
Seems they may yet get their chance. But now we must flee. All of us.
Yet in leaving the jail, the company ran into trouble. When Caldwell's cutthroats had failed to find Meve in her cell waiting for her secret execution, they had informed the Count. He, in turn, dispatched patrols into the streets. The Queen and her cohorts ran into one such unit.
Blast. We shouldn't outrun them. To arms!
Find an escape route.
Gascon? Bloody hell, where'd he get to?
Your Grace, we must make haste. Caldwell's roused the whole city by now.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. Sod it. Sod it all. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. Don't like this.
Didn't think I'd leave you just like that, did you?
Honestly, I did.
Curse you traitors.
You mad? Don't shake that!
Sod it. Sod it all.
Your Grace, what guarantee do we have that they won't stab us in the back?
Answer is none.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
is.
This could hurt.
Bet it's the last one you pick, no matter what.
As you wish, milady.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
Oh, God. That's going well.
Again and again and again.
Without hesitation.
What you looking at?
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Yeah, yeah!
I'm a monster.
Long live me! Be war, you dirty tart.
What is going on? A lot of movement.
We'll catch them all!
Sure. There we go.
I thank you, Gascon. You and your men, for your aid.
'Tis nought, my lady. Strays never say no to a proper brawl.
No brawl this was. Sun rising against Mother. Lyrian striking at Lyrian. I fear a blood war's begun.
Come now. Seems to me the war's ended. Your realm's lost to Nilfgaard. You've no army to speak of.
Then I shall assemble a new one. And with it have Caldwell hanged, and drive Nilfgaard back across the Yaruga.
You're mad. How will you find the men? Riding from hamlet to hamlet, speaking from atop a crate?
No. I shall find them in Edern. I've a favour to call in with King Demavend, and I'll sway volunteers to my cause on the way.
Well, You've your first willing warriors already.
How so?
We've nothing left in Lyria. Our hideouts are compromised, Caldwell's sure to set a price on our heads, and Nilfgaardians roam the land in numbers. Besides, I'll be right tickled to see proud Queen Meve fighting elbow to elbow with a bandit she'd wish to hang just a half day afore.
Well, it is said my foe's foe is my friend. And I'd be a fool to turn down assistance now, no matter who offers. So be it.
There we go.
Very high-minded of you, my lady. So, shall we shake on't? Nay? Well then, the high road beckons. Though first we must escape the city with our lives. Follow me.
Lyria was hers no more. Meve now had to flee her capital and realm as quickly as she could. Wont to travel the city streets in a gilded carriage, the Queen now saw them from a slightly different vantage point.
Is this the only way? Are you quite certain? The Queen
is a common fugitive now, so she'd do better to pinch her nose and whinge not at all.
At long last, Meve reached the gate. Yet this she found shut tight, locked and guarded.
Gods be damned!
Easy, your grace. Nothing we can't solve with a quiver full of quarrels.
Those are our men.
They were, Reynard, were.
Gascon's raiders were poised to loose their bolts, but were thwarted when the Queen stepped out in front of them.
What's she... Your Majesty? I've orders to arrest your grace.
Place me in irons, then.
Please understand, I haven't a choice.
Fear not. You'll be rewarded by Caldwell in Nilfgaardian Florens.
The captain's head dropped. His cheeks burned crimson.
Go, your grace. Flee now, but only to return.
Remember this, Gascon. I'm no fugitive. I'm a queen, robbed of her rightful crown. And though I may need to venture to the world's end before I return, I shall have it back.
Having fled Lyria, Queen Meve ventured into Edirn, her old friend Reynard and new ally Gascon at her side. The war had bitten into this land too. Still, Meve hoped to sway King Demavend to her cause, and with his aid, to oust the traitors, retake her throne, and drive the Nilfgaardian invader from her realm. Yet to start, she was forced to fight, Scoia'tael no less. Emerging from a wood, Meve's retinue encountered a unit of elven rebels just moments from hanging a handful of prisoners. Among the latter, the Queen spotted a woman, a proud warrior with a striking, thick black braid.
The lass I believe I know.
Well, unless we rush to her rescue, it'll soon be you knew her.
Well said. Lyrians, attack!
not going to be helpful in this way.
Hang the butcher! Valoa!
She can't breathe, Your Grace. We must rush to her aid.
I don't have any units that can attack.
Catch!
It's really going to help.
What do you want of me?
Now we will see who is weak!
The elves! Scatter them! They block our path!
Greetings. What is it?
We're too late.
I just feel like the cards I got were so impossible to do that. All my cards don't do any damage. Let's see. In hand. Okay. I need that, but there's like one other card that's better. Sure. It's fine. Okay, that's pretty decent too. Okay. Alright, we'll try with this.
Hang the butcher! Valoa!
She can't breathe, Your Grace. We must rush to her aid.
You mad? Don't shake that!
So random.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
That's not what I want then.
Dole! Blathana!
Free the warrior!
Okay, this should do. Let's see, let's do. Oh, wait.
The Scoia'tael warriors shocked the Queen with their speed, their cunning, and their cruelty. Yet in the end, the Lyrians prevailed. When the last elf hit the ground, the Queen had her men untie those they'd sought to hang.
1,000 thanks, Your Grace. Heard many tales of your valor. Pleased to see there weren't just flattery and propaganda. I'm...
Black Rayla. Hagar, we saw you there. You command King Demoven's special forces.
That's right. Though not many remain to command.
So I see. How did it come to this?
My liege sent me to wipe out a Scoia'tael band, led by a rat called Eldane. Followed the vermin's tracks for several days. Straight into his trap, turned out.
Hunting elves in the woods. Truly inspired, I must say.
Had no choice. Doing nothing would have brought us surer, swifter doom. The Black Clad have invaded Edirn. Thanks to elven aid. They snap our supply lines, lurk like dogs, prey on vulnerable units and scouts.
You mean to say Nilfgaard's broken your defenses?
Aye. Though their march will soon halt, believe me. To advance, they'll have to take Rosberg, a stronghold that's yet to fall once. They'll break against its walls like waves upon the rocks.
Rayla, the black swarm I have beheld. Endless lines of infantrymen, countless riders, war machines capable of crushing the hardest stone to gravel.
Your meaning, my lady?
That we must prepare for the worst.
I'll convey your grace's words to the king at the first occasion.
I'd rather hope to convey them myself. I have come to Edirn seeking aid. I wish to ask Demavend for support.
The king is in Rosberg, overseeing siege preparations. I'm heading that way too to report on our skirmish with the Scoia'tael. I might serve as your guide. These lands I know better than any.
Excellent. Guide on.
Alright. Now we're in the second area. Let's see what we got going on with our camp. It's a lot more sad. I don't like those cards. So their deck's way above where it's allowed to be. Do like that. I don't think I definitely don't need 5 of those. Don't need this guy. We still need to get rid of 17. This is where it gets tough. I'm gonna just get rid of this. This menu is the most unintuitive thing ever. I don't understand. Like, I press right on the thumbstick and it goes like all the way across the screen. It's brutal. Was it worth 8? I just have to use these filler cards for now. Let's see, if I take one of those out, I have room for 7. So what? Oh, that's worth 8. The problem is I don't have any cards worth 7, really. And he's the only one. This will have to do for now. Thinking my deck is pretty lackluster right about now, though, in general. Oh yeah, so I can. That makes 10% of the recruit cap. And it's excluding artifacts. Interesting. So pretty decent. See, but all these ones for recruits, it feels like I have plenty of recruits. I don't. That's the good one. Oh, that costs a ton of wood. Let's see, I did want to go. Now I can apparently talk to everyone.
Yes, Your Grace.
Now.
I cannot forgive myself one thing, that I failed to see through Caldwell's schemes. He must have plotted treason for months, years even. Yet I suspected nothing.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Your Grace.
Easily said. Ugh, if I'd only realized it in time.
Nilfgaard would have found a different traitor, or sent an assassin north. It was unavoidable what happened. The Blackclads would have attacked in any case, and we'd have stood no chance to defeat the foe in open battle. Repel him, drive him out.
So, had you been there when the peers assembled, you also would have voted to bend the knee?
No. My honor would never have allowed it. I'd have thrown myself into the fire, and probably died a fool for it. As matters stand, I still have a chance to thwart the invader, his intentions. It seems, in a twisted turn of fate, I should be grateful to Caldwell.
How has it come to this? I, Queen Meve of Lyria and Rivia, must prowl about the underbrush like a common bandit. And you, General Reynard Odo, once proud commander of 4 elite regiments of footmen, now lead a gang of deserters, bandits, and scythe-wielding peasants.
I do so proudly, Your Grace.
You must be joking, Reynard.
Your Majesty, under your husband I served 10 years, under you another 8, and never in that time did I fight for a more worthy cause. We seek not to grab land or stifle a peasant revolt. We fight for all the North, for our freedom, that of others. And you alone didn't give up. Didn't even consider bending the knee before Nilfgaard.
Yes, all true. Yet look where it's brought me.
Your struggle has but begun, Your Grace, and I will do all in my power to see you triumph in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, kinda. It's not her mom though. They actually
It's time I attended to other matters.
This guy was talking
Your Grace,
about this
how
Ike
fortunate
guy.
you're here. Behold what wickedness is afoot.
He was talking about Yennefer and Geralt when they went to find the golden dragon.
I'm trying to behold Sir Ake, yet I cannot be sure what.
Reynard and Gascon, my lady. Caught in the act of playing face cards.
Oh, that. Indeed they are. Good.
Good? Games of chance, good. Why, they are evil's very claws. Corrupting, tearing at the soul, seeping venom into the heart.
I wouldn't worry about Reynard's heart, Sir Ake. As for Gascon's, too late already, I fear. Besides, they're getting along, that's what matters. If cards do the trick, so be it. Does the good book contain an answer to every question?
That's what they call the Bible in this game, the good
Each
book.
and every query, without exception.
What does it prescribe a mother betrayed by her son? Tender forgiveness or unflinching firmness?
A moment while I ponder. There's a verse in chapter 2. A child who doth with waywardness defy his mother and father deserveth discipline most severe. Strike him thus heartily, unless thine heart stilleth thy hand.
But one could interpret that any way one wishes.
To thine own self be judge and ruler, spoke the prophet Lebioda. For thou alone shalt answer for thine deeds before thee.
There's a certain wisdom to those words.
Yes, your majesty. One need but gaze deeply into the verses, and oneself.
Farewell, Ake. So, Gascon, the soldier's life. Does it suit you?
About the same as the bandit's life did.
I beg your pardon?
The tents are cold, the food's shite. On the plus side, plenty to drink, most days. A skirmish here, a scuffle there. Nilfgaardians one day, elves the next, and whoever we rout, we rob of what they've got.
Requisition, you mean? Fully in accordance with the laws of war.
Oh, please. Save your excuses for your father confessor.
The Duke of Dogs. Whence the name?
Not certain I should tell you. It's a personal story, somewhat.
I insist.
So, thing is, I'm a werewolf of sorts.
Did I hear werewolf?
Of sorts. You see, when the full moon glows in the night sky, I transform into a creature that's half man, half dachshund. And then all the other hounds of the night hearken to my command.
Oh, forget I asked.
With pleasure.
I can't stop wondering. How did your strays break into the tower in Lyria?
They exploited its chief weakness.
What weakness is that? I oversaw its construction myself. Walls 5 feet thick, bars and grates of the sturdiest iron.
All tremendous, I'm sure. But how much do you pay the guards?
What? I don't know. The garrison's commander is in charge of that.
Let me tell you then. Not much, Maeve. Not much at all. From atop a throne, it's hard to spot the little things. Example, a guard hard up for coin, or one with ambitions. But seeing that's second nature to even the most ordinary bandit. Take any castle door. To open it, to open all, one needs but a pouch of gold.
It's time I attended to other matters. Farewell. How fare you, Rayla? The quartermaster, did he assign you a tent?
He tried.
Oh, and?
I refused it. Best to sleep beneath the stars, little chance of a foe catching you off guard.
Rain accepted, perhaps?
I'm not made of sugar, ma'am. I'm not gonna melt.
One sees very few women in the ranks, let alone in the special forces. How did you come to join?
On merit. Proved I'd be of use.
Yes, well, naturally. But how exactly?
I was 15 when I went to enlist, but the sergeant in charge of signing folk up told me to scurry on home. So I proposed a wager, arm wrestling. If I won, he'd let me join. If I lost, I'd pay him 100 crowns.
And that kind of coin? You had it?
No, so I had to win. As we sat down at the table, across from each other, he laughed and rolled up his sleeve. When it was over, all around us were laughing at him. Then I just followed orders. Did so well enough to draw the king's attention.
I must go. We'll speak later.
Interesting. These little things bother me. There's the little exclamation point above it. Alright. Who cares? Dealing with that menu. There's only really one way to go. Yeah, this is far to one way. So we're gonna run into a bunch of stuff on the road. Oh, stuck. Oh, look, I almost missed a gold chest. I had a feeling. Ooh, that was a lot, too. Let's just make sure. There's definitely nothing back there. Definitely be like something to jump up, yeah.
Gods! The entire country up in flames.
Ebdahi warned punishment awaited Edern, that he would show the land no mercy.
What in God's names did you do to him, Rayla?
Nilfgaard offered us an alliance against the rest of the north, but Demoven declined, in his clipped soldier's speech. They say Ebdahi flew into a rage and swore he'd reduce Edern to rubble.
Interesting.
Any of you seen Nimoy? Was bound here from Iconfar. Supposed to have arrived 3 days past.
We're collecting a lot of soldiers now. One question
The
mark at a
Lyrians
time.
arrived at an ancient, half-desiccated beach. Its trunk sat atop a tangle of thick roots, and scraps of paper covered with tiny scribblings fluttered over it from top to bottom. Travelers crowded all around. Barefoot refugees, bony pilgrims, peddlers with armored escorts, and shifty-eyed men with the haggard look of deserters.
The Wayfarer's Beach.
Rayla said.
Travellers of all sorts swap tales here. Perhaps we can glean something about our enemy's movements.
Or paint the enemy a clear picture of our own.
Gascon interrupted.
Nilfgaardian spies no doubt flock to this tree like flies to particularly pungent dung.
It's hard to figure out what would be the punishment of this.
Disregarding matters of status and station, Meve personally asked the travelers for the latest news. They soon transformed from terse to talkative, sharing tales of an elven bandit named Eldane, a Nilfgaardian general called Frikef who murdered an entire village, and a sorceress who cure any ailment for a few coppers. Then a blood-curdling scream put a halt to the gossip. Meve's soldiers had begun to quarrel with the merchant's guards, one of whom now lay dead on the ground, his throat a gaping wound.
The filth besmirched your honour, your grace. Said you took tail and ran from Lyria like a belted bitch.
The travelers were unmoved by this explanation. They demanded the Lyrian soldier be punished according to Eden's laws, by chopping off the hand that dealt the fatal blow. Meve walked up to the accused soldier who awaited her verdict with tears in his eyes. She put her hand on his shoulder.
This man defended my honor.
The Queen proclaimed loudly.
For this he deserves not punishment, but praise. And you remember, whoever defames my name shall soon regret it.
Meve's unit marched off to the sound of jeers and curses. But her soldiers held their heads high, proud of their queen.
You'd folk in Crumhorn are trading with the Scoia'tael by day, for all to see.
This one. Fight up there. Oh, there's a shrine over here. Get to it.
Ravens are always trailing armies. Ravens and beasts.
That back crack a little bit. Knuckers. Just a standard battle, eh? And those just look like ghouls, maybe?
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
It's weird playing the standard battles.
The chase is on!
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
There's so many.
What do you want of me? Cards. Sure. You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
What? Said they passed. Why are they infinitely spawning them? What kind of fucking cheese is that? Let's try that again. Ew. Where's the deck? Try this.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Same thing I did last time.
The chase is on!
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. Aye.
Enough chit-chat. Draw your weapon.
God's blast it! My breastplate chafes.
Can I pass? Good. I still need to play a card. Now I need a field medic. Oh, perfect. That's fine. That's also fine. Keep that just in case.
Should have listened to me old lady.
What do you want of me?
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
Quick and painful this'll be.
I saw them. No other way.
I smell a leak.
See if Whew, that was a close one though. That deck was like max out at 100, but the opponent's deck. I've said it before, but I'll keep saying it. I like this game. Let's see. It's like challenging, like mentally, and it's just kind of fun. Perfect for problem solving. And it has like a pretty good story. It's interesting. A lot of twists and turns.
Tucked a bushel of grain away in my shack, but I'm too fearful to return there.
Why don't you tell us where it is, punk?
Soon after entering Edirn, Meve ordered a halt. She wished to sit with Black Rayla and plan their onward march, for Rayla knew every path in the realm, including ones not drawn on any map. They were hard at work when shouts rang out among the tents.
One final time I shall say it. As your senior officer, I order you to depart the training grounds, or...
Or what, pray tell? You'll have me drop and give you 50?
What is the meaning of this?
Your Grace, I had thought to use this interval to drill the recruits, teach them...
To walk.
To maneuver, Gascon. A world of difference. In perfect harmony must soldiers traverse the field of battle. Otherwise, they could break formation. The enemy would penetrate our lines, and our army could be slaughtered.
And therein lies the rub, dear Reynard. Army. This is no army, but a band of partisans. If we do not adapt to the rules of desperation, if we adhere instead to the Academy Codex, we shall lose. Laying traps, wiping tracks, that's what we should teach the lads. Not marching to the beat.
All my eye. A fighting force must have discipline. Otherwise, tactics and planning are impossible. A soldier must obey orders.
A point on which we all agree. And since they are mine to give, I order you both to calm yourselves at once, and never air your squabbles in front of the men again. Our resources are limited. We cannot do everything at once. Prepare your proposed plans for training the recruits, and I shall decide which we shall follow. Clear? Then get to work.
One week we were to harvest, yet the fields are nothing but ash.
Your Grace.
Meave heard Reynard call out from behind her.
A scout's returned. Claims to bear an urgent message.
The Queen halted her horse and waited for the soldier to reach her. He abandoned all formalities and jumped straight to the point.
Milady, a black-clad caravan, armed to the hilt, rides this way. To believe the rumours, they're hauling a load of war loot back south.
Reynard gave the soldier new orders, then turned to Meave.
Sounds like a prime opportunity to replenish our coffers.
Indeed. An opportunity we cannot ignore.
The Queen said.
Your unit will block their path. Gascon and his men will hide in the woods and strike their flanks, while I shut the trap, attacking from behind.
Their plan established, Meave gave the signal to move out. A brief moment later, the fight began.
We must drive them into the ambush! Follow me!
Greetings. What is it?
Life is mine now.
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
Wise choice.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
We'll catch 'em all! Order!
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
Tell me you jest.
The chase is on!
Commissar will hear.
Sure took your time. Thought you'd forgotten about me.
Now!
Scheiß in Trey!
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
See, I don't get how those cards are bad.
Off to the front yet again.
Commissar will hear.
The caravan is ours, milady.
Just checking something.
Their plan ended in success, the Nilfgaardians crushed. As soon as the dust had settled, Niamh tore the canvas off the nearby wagons to see what precious loot they had so carefully guarded. She expected to find gold, jewels, or exquisite silks. Instead, she saw dirty, terrified figures bound in chains.
Slaves,
Reynard muttered.
Their precious cargo. Slaves. Behold the glorious future the Empire brings us.
Niamh ordered the prisoners freed and discovered they were Edirnian peasants on their way to dig canals and dredge swamps as forced laborers.
You are free. You can return to your homes.
The Queen said. If she expected words of thanks and gratitude, she was in for a disappointment.
What homes, my lady?
Asked one of the peasants, holding back tears.
Took our land, they did. Nothing we have now. Not a rag to wear, not a crumb to eat. Leave us, we die. Soldiers don't do us in, monsters will. Assuming hunger and cold don't get us first.
The Queen was about to answer when she heard Gascon, standing behind her, whisper,
Before you make any rash promises, please, some maths. Dozens of hungry mouths to feed, and weak bodies to defend, twice as many tired legs to wait for, while war rages all around. You do realise you cannot save everyone.
I attacked this caravan hoping to fill my coffers.
the Queen said.
Instead, I have only secured a new drain upon them. But very well. In these ill times, we northerners must help our own. Women and children in the wagons. The men shall march alongside to the rear. I warn you, if you cannot keep pace, we shall leave you by the roadside. Move out!
The Queen's gaze momentarily caught the eyes of an old woman her soldiers were helping onto a wagon. Tears of gratitude poured down her soot-stained face, across hard lines left by years of destructive toil. Niamh was convinced she had done the right thing.
Stop your yapping and start digging.
Gonna need 3 buckets of nails and a tub full of pegs. Don't you worry yourself, your grace. We'll get her done in no time. Pissing in the moat? Oh, dead. Stop your yapping and start digging. Gonna need 3 buckets of nails and a tub full of pegs. Don't you worry yourself, your grace. We'll get her done in no time. Pissing in the moat? Oh, dead.
I think I know what I need to do now.
It's gonna be a right good levy. Big and beautiful. Stop your yapping and start digging. Gonna need 3 bolts of nails and a tub full of pegs. Don't you worry yourself, my friend. We'll get it done in no time.
There we go. Little gold chest. I feel like gold is just by far the easiest to get. So maybe I can craft something. Increase the number of trinkets, blah blah blah. Nope. I want that. Definitely want that one. It's decent, but it's still so expensive. Oh wow, that one's really good. Let's see if we get one of these first. This one would be definitely better. And I'll go for this one than that one. Where we're going. Go across the bridge and go left. I think there's got to be something around like here. Yeah, it seems like this house has to have something. Guess not. go in there yet. It's all Nilfgaard. Might be forced to. God, I think I need to go do that battle first.
Gatburg opened its gates to the Black Lads. Surrendered without a fight.
That's gonna be a big battle.
Was here just a week past. That was a mill. An inn. Out more than ashes now.
And of the people, not a trace. Not even the bodies.
They take the young and strong as slaves. Leave the elders to starve and wane.
I definitely know how to set a scene. I'm gonna save that town for... Maybe it's... I have to go there, it seems. I want to go up here, but I don't think there's a way. There's not a way to get around.
As Meve neared Gatburg, her eyes were drawn at once to the black pennants flying over its palisades. Nilfgaard's pennants. Her scouts found the city's buildings intact, its streets unstained by blood. Black-clad soldiers could be seen guarding storehouses holding loot pillaged from nearby settlements. Curiously, these soldiers were very few in number.
The gates stand open. Clearly the Imperials expect no attack, giving us the element of surprise. We can take back the city and...
And make off with the gold.
Gascon finished. Meve hated Nilfgaard and needed gold to maintain her army. Two very good reasons to attack Gatburg. Her decision made, she ordered her men to prepare for battle. Now the invaders would have to try their hand at defending.
Larven! Essay to nothing!
Good old Nilfgaardian gibberish.
They feel at home here, the Nilfgaardians. Let's show them they're wrong.
Aye.
Oh. New orders? No?
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
No signs of fighting! These Horsens must have opened the gates for the Black Lads.
quick and painful this'll be.
Oh. Wise choice.
You'll never take me alive!
Ah.
Order!
Prepare to fight, if you've any honor.
Doesn't have any order. Weird.
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
Oh.
Life is mine now.
Oh.
Praise be to the great sun!
Tell me you jest.
I fear not, for faith guides me.
Of course, as you wish, master.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
We'll catch 'em all!
Or the commissar will hear.
The chase is on!
Brach! Scheiß! Im Trey!
Oh.
Off to the front yet again.
I'll fight to my last breath.
Not gonna work. That's good. decent.
They feel at home here, the Nilfgaardians. Let's show them they're wrong.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
152, 154.
We'll catch 'em all!
Scrubbing duty again? Oh, gods.
No signs of fighting. These Horsens must have opened the gates for the Blacklads.
The chase is on!
Oh.
Order!
Catch!
Ah.
Life is mine now. Aye.
Wise choice.
Oh.
Notice! All roads lead to Nilfgaard.
Coin never stinks, no matter how rank the pouch.
Now, how did that incantation go?
We must trust each other.
Oh.
Off to the front yet again.
Commissar will hear.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
Oh.
Very close.
Scheiß in Trey!
Oh shit. We should have killed that one they just had at the end.
They feel at home here, the Nilfgaardians. Let's show them they're wrong.
152, 154.
Catch! Scrubbing duty again? Oh, gods.
No signs of fighting! These Horsens must have opened the gates for the Blacklads. I'll fight to my last breath.
Life is mine now.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Wise choice.
Quick and painful this'll be.
Big dog out there.
Notice! All roads lead to Nilfgaard.
It's reloading now.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Another order, right? Yeah. Oh, that's super overpowered.
I fear not, for faith guides me.
I still have one of these too. That's crazy.
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
This is the only one that'll work. Got through my thing too.
Now, how did that incantation go?
You must sweat like a swine in that
Oh,
jacket.
it's the fire guy. Hey.
I smell a leak.
Okay, since I like attacking.
Oh!
Off
Off to the front yet again.
This decoy can really do anything yet.
Quiet! The Commissar will hear.
Super close, I don't want to mess this up.
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
Scheiß! In Trey!
Ooh, nice. Oh, look at how much. Ooh, very nice.
A knight should help. Our codex commands it.
The battle's won, Your Majesty.
Well.
The Battle of Gatburg ended in Maeve's victory, much to its inhabitants' displeasure. While she examined the Nilfgaardian storehouses, the city's mayor, an elderly gentleman with a walrus moustache, requested a private audience.
Your Grace, I am old. Kill me, you'll merely save my gout the trouble. So I'll be frank. You've but few men. You'll not spare a one to defend the city. When you ride off, the Imperials will retake Gatburg, peer into their looted storehouses, and seek revenge. You will be far off, while we shall be oh so terribly near.
The old man creaked down onto his knees and gripped the hem of the Queen's coat with knobby fingers.
Your Majesty, I beg you, leave the gold, or the streets of Gatburg will flow with the blood of our women and children.
Maeve contemplated what to make of the fellow. Should he be praised for his forethought and concern for his townsmen, or condemned for cowardice and insolence? Black Rayla, however, had no such doubts.
Traitors all. Small wonder the town's untouched. Must have opened the gates wide for the southern scum. Now they want us to let them fill their pockets with plundered gold.
Kinda gotta go with Rayla here.
After a moment's hesitation, Maeve had her soldiers load the stolen gold onto their wagons.
As you pointed out, Mayor, my army is small, which is why I need gold to expand it.
The mayor said nothing. He bowed to the Queen, then hobbled off, leaning heavily on his cane, as if this short exchange had cost him years of life.
gold was not worth it if it comes back to get me later. Not a lot of gold. I got more. You look, I got more gold from the ground. Or about the same amount. Town kinda. Well, the town doesn't, but the leaders kinda set the town up to get messed up. She's my new favorite. So all the rest of it is fine.
Aye.
Let's see. Interesting. For 9 turns, that's insane.
Watch your heads!
It's always a good start.
The chase is on!
Give him some more health.
I saw them. No other way.
No clue what just happened.
Should have listened to me old lady.
They should definitely fly one. That's just what I needed. The hand is good enough.
What do you want of me?
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
That's pretty good.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
That's pretty good. Take that back.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow.
So no, they're all worth it the same.
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage. Greetings. What is it?
Quick and painful this'll be.
That's not worth it. 52 coins? Nope. What is that? Let's avoid that. through here? Seems like actually, I can. There we go. Old golem. Place both them seemingly and make their power equal. Okay.
Left, right, left, right. Again and again and again.
Our ballista, your command.
This is annoying.
An army's a waste of time for one like me.
I'm a woman, sir.
This one's like actually tough. Oh. I did it. Okay. All by accident. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. The perfect place to set up camp. Oh. Let's destroy the house. 8 times? What? Is this Morena runs to do again? This is better. What? Nice noise. Did want to see. There's one where we can like move. I think I want that. Move 3 cars the other on their side of anywhere you guys down. Oh, that's not what I wanted. All these crushing traps. I think I do those guys. This is only a 5 as well. Yeah, we need more of that. Crushing trap off here. It's 5. What is this? Oh yeah, that weird one. I hate that. It's pretty good. Let's see. We'll keep it like that for now. One. Yeah, we definitely need that one. Definitely want all of those there. Yeah, cool. I realized that. Kind of cool how they do take cards away from you, though. That's all I want for now. Let's go take that out of there. Just. Rock with that for now. The map open. That's one thing that's kind of weird to me. Is like the game seems a little
Look to the high road.
laggy.
The earth furrowed by wheels, hooves. The Blackclads went at Rosberg with all their strength. An ominous sign.
For Nilfgaard, I'd say. The fortress boasts 2 new towers, a deeper moat, gate of wrought iron. It cannot be taken.
Looks pretty messed up. I don't know.
Aye.
He's always fun too.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
These things again.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
And just when you thought things were about to get dull.
How they do much. Not really much I could eat.
Greetings. What is it? They passed it.
tell me you jest.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Ooh, perfect.
Yeah, yeah! There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
We'll catch 'em all!
You'll never take me alive!
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
I fear not, for faith guides me.
See ya. Oh, if battling monsters, I gotta.
A knight should help. Our codex commands it.
Monsters just keep getting easier. Especially with Ike on our team. Dude. Make monsters just easy mode. Sure, Rayla makes Squirtle easy too. And we need a key. Message board. Guess there was a message board. Oh, there's our key. Begin.
What happened here?
Sadly, it was Rayla who met with surprise. 100-yard gap gaped in the unbreachable walls of Rosberg. The fortress itself was aflame, spewing black smoke into the sky.
I don't... How? It can't be!
There was no time to consider her question, for Nilfgaardian scouts had spotted Meave's company. The Queen knew battle was inevitable, so she gave the signal to form a defensive line, then drew her blade.
Your Grace, Nilfgaardian fighters remain in the city.
I smell a leak.
Now, how did that incantation go?
Bloody Horsens. They'll pay for this.
Yeah, yeah!
Scheiß! In! Zwei!
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth? Have it the white of an eye from half a league away. Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Your Grace, Nilfgaardian fighters remain in the city.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Of course, as you wish, master.
Hey?
Scheiß! In! Zwei!
Bloody Horsens. They'll pay for this.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Off to the front yet again.
Yeah, yeah!
Quiet, or the Commissar will hear.
We'll catch 'em all!
I refuse to believe it. The king could not have died here.
The chase is on!
Scheiß! In! Zwei! Off to the front yet again.
have it the white of an eye from half a league away. Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
What the hell?
Watch for Demoven's banners! If he's here, we must find him!
Says victory, but it didn't feel like it. Drew 10 cards.
The Lyrians met one note of luck in this song of woe. Rosberg had fallen, yes, but the Nilfgaardians, not expecting reinforcements from the south, had stationed only a small detachment to hold it. Meve led her men to victory and retook the fortress. Or rather, what was left of it. What they did not demolish during their assault, the Nilfgaardians burnt once inside the city. Countless charred corpses of both defenders and peasants seeking shelter from the invaders lay among the blackened ruins. Some had tried to shield their children from the fire with their own bodies. To no avail.
Gods be damned!
The queen cried, pounding her fist against the wall. Meve was about to give the order to move on when she caught a stifled whimper coming from a pile of rubble. Her soldiers ran to the rescue, their bare hands digging through the fiery bricks.
Here! He's alive!
The man they pulled from the ruins had suffered horrible burns. His face was a stew of seared flesh and pus-filled boils, and he reeked of burnt meat. Seeing Black Rayla, the poor soul staggered to his feet and lifted a shaking hand in salute.
Engineer Lieutenant Xavier Lemons, reporting for duty.
Medic! Send for a medic!
Lemons! What the devil's happened?
I know not. The East Tower. I led the defense. Heating oil to tan Nilfgaardian hides. A catapult struck. The cauldron tipped, burst into flames. The rest, I cannot say.
The fortress fell.
Fell? Damned Scoia'tael.
What was that?
Our preparations were perfect. A month, 2 we could have lasted, but traitors were among us. Elves, dwarves. Planted charges on the buttresses. An explosion shook the tower, a hole gaped in the wall. Our men threw themselves in, filling the breach.
Vermin, filthy, rotten vermin.
I know you suffer, soldier, but Queen Meve wishes to meet with your sovereign, Demoven. We must know what's become of him.
Gone, luckily. He oversaw the preparations, then returned to Aldersburg. 3 days past.
Then let us do the same. Reynard, prepare our departure.
Hold your grace. Did anyone survive? Anyone at all?
No. There were no other survivors.
How could they? An entire detachment? An entire city? The animals.
Soldier, my medics will tend to you as best they can. Then we can escort you home if...
This is my home, your grace. Rosberg. I beg you, let me join your company. Let me exact revenge.
I respect your fighting spirit, good man. But in your state...
Your grace, I can hold neither shield nor sword, but I can still fight in my own way. I'm an engineer. I build siege towers, Ballista, bridges, whatever you wish. I pray, grant me a chance.
Such pain, such ferocity resounded in Xavier's rasping, distorted voice that Meve could not refuse his plea. Once the medics had bandaged his wounds, Meve's men set out towards Aldersburg, following Demavend and the Nilfgaardians. At one point in their journey, Black Rayla rode up next to Meve. The warrior's lips were a thin line, bitten to blood.
Milady, the road to Aldersburg leads through Moulderwood, where Eldane's Scoia'tael prowl. Same filth who killed my men and delivered Rossburg to the Black Butchers.
Rayla breathed deeply to steady her furious, shaking voice.
Please, milady, I ask you upon the holies, let us find them and destroy them.
Meve gave a slight nod. It seemed the road to Aldersburg would prove long and full of challenges.
A pity Willem is not with us. Were he to see what lies before our eyes, caught a whiff of the burnt bodies, perhaps he would see with whom he now consorts, whom he allowed in our home with nary a fight.
If it be your majesty's wish, I shall send a rider to the prince with her.
I wish nothing of the sort. I will not correspond with the enemy.
Breach the walls. Dwarves breach the walls, ploughing traitors.
Meve's ears caught the sound of a ruckus coming from the camp.
Thieves! Inglet! A pox upon you all!
It was her quartermaster hurling oaths at the peasants she had freed from the Nilfgaardian slave convoy. A few had stolen supplies under the cover of darkness and escaped into the woods. Terror and dread gripped the other freed prisoners. Meve mulled over what to do with them, and Reynard, as always, offered some advice.
'Tis high time they went off on their own, your grace. They are too great a hindrance. They slow our march, divert our soldiers from more important tasks. And now this.
Gascon was listening to their conversation. Meve shot him a questioning look.
I opposed taking them in. So, for consistency, I now oppose forcing them to leave. We made their miserable lives our responsibility, did we not? Well then, that is a burden we cannot simply shrug off.
Damn it.
Let us not mince
Okay,
words.
I'll let 'em
We
stay.
cast off these peasants now, they shall die.
Meve said in the end.
Let them stay. But I want them watched. They cause any more trouble, military justice they shall face. Understood?
The freed prisoners sighed with relief. The infantrymen assigned to watch over them, however, grumbled their disapproval of the Queen's decision.
"'Tis an army, not a shelter,"
they said. Meve's ears surely caught the complaint. But the Queen had never let the opinions of others guide her in such matters, trusting only her own judgment.
Damn it. Oh, it's a dog.
Not liking the looks of this,
Gascon said, furrowing his brow. Meve followed his gaze. Before them, beside the road, stood a hut with a scorched thatch roof.
Why?
Huts abandoned, yet dried fruit and mushrooms hang from the eaves. Famine raging all around and no one's been tempted. I'd send a scout if I were you.
The Queen did as Gascon suggested, and sent 3 infantrymen to reconnoiter. They entered the hut and found only silence, that was soon broken by a blood-curdling growl. The soldiers ran out at full speed, tripping over their own legs. Meve drew her sword, convinced a horde of neckers or ghouls would soon attack. But her fears proved unfounded. Instead of monsters, out of the hut came a shaggy dog, a torn scrap of fabric clutched in its teeth.
Milady!
One of the soldiers began, his face red with embarrassment and his hands covering a hole in his breeches.
Was dark as a well inside, and that hound, it jumped out at us all of a sudden, biting it and snapping.
Bad boy,
Gascon said with a smile, then pulled a hunk of dried sausage from his bag. Bought by this generous offering, the dog calmed down at once. Further examination showed the dog was the hut's only resident. Like many others in Aedirn, its owners had disappeared without a trace. Their loyal mutt still guarded the premises, waiting for his master's return.
let's take him with us.
Gascon said.
Otherwise, he'll die here, of his own hunger or someone else's.
A watchful sentry like this could prove useful in our camp.
Said the Queen.
Fine, he can join. But he shall need a name.
How about Reynard?
Proposed Gascon, a cheeky grin smeared across his face.
That way, he'll come when you call, sit on command, and always be a heel. Always heel, that is.
Watch your words,
said Reynard, hand tightly gripping the hilt of his sword.
or you'll learn I'm not at all as tame as you believe.
Enough, both of you. That's an order. As for you...
The Queen took a good look at the dog, who still had a scrap of fabric in his teeth.
Since it seems you've a taste for the cloth of the nether regions, I dub you... Knickers. Will that do?
The dog wagged its tail vigorously, as if thoroughly pleased with its new name. Meve's company marched off, a furry new recruit richer.
Nice. Where are we? Perfectly in the middle. Well, there you go. It's saving for me. I was right about to save. Right. I'll beat it for now. Alright. I don't know when I'll be on next. Hopefully tomorrow, but we'll see.